that's a great mindset. Oh, whatever. You know, fuck her. She's stupid, you know? Come on. She thinks she's non-binary. Please, huh? Come on. Well, look, I got a hot Latina girlfriend. You know, trans rights? What's that? I don't know. Gosh, she's overreacting. What's she gonna do? Shoot up a school? Great going. This is I know this is going great because he immediately just goes, who cares about her? I still got Rosa. Nothing can take her away from me. I can't wait for that to horribly age. Who knows? Oh my gosh, Don Quixote not! Yes!
Yeah! Don Quixote.
Oh my gosh. My lawyer's homeless now.
Oh no. He turned into Akiyama.
He turned into Akiyama.
Come in, Kaito-san.
Hello.
Are you getting close yet?
Oh wait, he's undercover.
Yeah, he's undercover.
What is... What the fuck is wrong with Volgan? Stop! Volgan, stop grabbing! Oh my gosh! Dude, just double tap, double dip his hand over there.
Don't play dumb with me.
That's how we can tell
You think you can fool me? You're sorely mistaken.
Right enough.
I know them better than anyone else.
Oh my god! Wait! Right enough and Volgan?
I come here looking for Tatiana.
Oh my
What should I
gosh!
find?
What?
Yeah.
Wait!
Greasy
So is it like a fucking like polycule shit going on with Volgan, Ava, and Raidenov?
No, it's more of like a triangle. There's no line in the bottom. It all just goes.
Okay. Oh gosh, it's the boss! Ah! Wait, Archimedes is... Oh, I'm so disappointed! I thought it was Knuckles' daddy! No! It's the fucking...
Ant.
Oh, I'm actually disappointed now. Holy shit, I'm actually disappointed. I really thought it was gonna be his dad. It's just a dumb ant.
Here's what's funny is I knew this whole time, and I'm just like waiting. I can't wait. I can't wait for when Chase learns it's not the dad. It's an ant.
I wanted it to be the dad though, because it would have been so funny. It's always nice for me too, Rosa. I actually kind of wish he did. Wait, Nick. Ending 1. Maybe he'll chuck the phone. Despite Rosa's flustered tone, she shifts a little closer to me.
I was going to say bird, Minofio.
Oh, there's no one around to... My train of thought is brought to a screeching halt. Yes! Let's go!
Oh!
Yes!
Oh!
Oh! Yes! Oh!
Oh no!
Oh no! Yes!
Originally just convenience stores that were from America. They were more popular over there, so they just went over there.
Wall jump? What? You can perform a wall jump by pressing your sprint button toward the wall. On top of being able to wall strike, you can also perform X actions off a wall jump. What? Hold on.
Yeah. You can jump.
Oh my gosh! What? Yo! Holy shit! Wait. Hold on. Okay. Oh my gosh, we can. Oh my gosh, Yakami can kick stuff.
You really are Daniel now.
All right. Oh my gosh, wait, I could. What? Holy shit! There's so many things Yakami can do now. Okay. Oh my gosh.
It's coming out.
Oh my gosh, Johnny.
Here it comes. Still going.
Oh my gosh, Johnny.
Wow. I didn't think that was possible. That's a record.
That's a wreck. Johnny, are you keeping track of like your poop? It's like, oh man, that was like the largest poop I had this week. Oh man, let me tell you, it's like each piece was like 12 inches long. Brand new record there. I don't want to hear this. Oh, believe me, I don't want to hear it either. But it's the fact. Like yesterday, I had a poop that was like just barely 10 inches long. But now, chunks of it were just 12 inches long. Please stop talking about your poop. No, this is important. For me, I shall keep a watchful eye as my forefathers have done for countless generations. For isn't it the father's duty to look after his son? He faked his death, Nick.
He faked his death.
Yay! We didn't. Oh my gosh! No, it's not. Oh, please, Ken. Oh, Ken, please let it end. Let it end, Ken. Why is it red? Why is it red?
Chase, I need to know, are you looking at art or a picture?
I looked up. So nodding, Nick, has something to do with the canine animals. So I looked. So I looked up.
Yes. Yes.
The actual canine part. Why is it red?
No, you're actually looking at the...
Why is it red? What? Okay. Holy shit. Donna? Donna? What do you think? What do you think, Donna? You don't think so? Fuck you, Donna! Don't you call the cops, bitch? Sam? Do you want some weed? No? You don't want weed, Sam? Fucking talk to me when you want weed, damn it. Gosh. I'm trying to be a good citizen, clean up this town, and while also I want that good D snake. Is that some kind of snake? Because if you want that, I'll get it for you. Well, you could say it's a snake, all right. Well,
Good D. There's no. What are you talking about? What animal are you talking about? There's no kind of meat called just. It called D.
Thank you, Snake.
oh, snake. You being so dumb just makes you even hotter. Like temperature-wise? I don't have a
actually.
I don't have a
No, I
fever.
actually feel. I don't. No, I actually feel. I don't really. No, actually, I don't really feel any different. It's room temperature here.
God damn it! I just want to have sex with you. Oh,
Oh,
that's
see, now you're just. See, now that you just said that.
no. Like he's like, oh, you see. Ava.
Wait, the timing's so. Are you telling me the next time we do this, I have to deal with the fucking skunk?
Yeah, because that is the next thing we're reading. No miniseries, no special issue. This one.
Oh my gosh.
What if a spider just went onto like that pile and just?
Oh, stop! Oh, stop! Please, please.
Oh, okay, but do think about the ladybug. Mommy, look, it's a ladybug.
Don't ever mention that.
Ladybug.
Don't ever
Ladybug.
mention. Don't ever mention that again. Oh my.
The ladybug joke or the spider?
What do you think? The spider. A fucking course the spider, Nick. I'm fine with a fucking ladybug, but a spider, no, no. What do you think, huh? What you
Jesus.
I'm gonna get like legit angry at you, Nick.
Okay.
Peter, he's coming this way. He's coming this way. Hold on a second.
Oh my gosh,
What?
his full fucking name.
What?
Peter File.
Okay, let's go beat up. Let's go. You know what? Let's go beat up Peter. Peter, where are you? I'm gonna go beat you up, Peter. You don't deserve to live, Peter. You fucking pervert. There's
Oh
Peter.
my gosh,
There's Peter. That
he's
fucking.
just a guy born with an unfortunate name.
There he is, pervert. Here, hold on, hold on, here. You know what? Here. Here's what. Oh, wait, hold on, here. Hold on, here. You know what? Criminals can still make me money. All right, dogs. No, Chelsea. Well, I mean, you know, I like hot dogs. They're delicious, and you know, wiener dogs. They can be cute. So I guess in some instances you can say.
Just promise me you'll convince her to use a rubber, okay?
Oh my goodness! Whoa! Alright!
Gosh, you know who fucking wrote this?
I know.
Oh, and nice cry.
ユータに聞きました。
Hold on, wait. Everyone's still in their funerary clothes, and then here's Akiyama. I was like, you know, I don't want to feel left out. You know, with my bright ass, red, jacket and all that. You know, I'll just dress all in black just to fit in somehow. My man, what a homie. he's not only gonna go into the Millennium Tower to fight alongside because he's just that much of a bro, but he's also gonna make sure I was gotta make sure my drip doesn't, clash with the rest of the team. Oh, I love him. I love Akiyama so much.
And now my journey comes to a close. What a splendid way
Shit.
to end
His
it all.
uniform changed colors. Oh, it's like the leaves on his clothes are dying as well.
I can return to the form of...
Alright, here we go. We should be good now, I think. La 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 la. La 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 la. Chelsea, Ray, I see you guys in chat. How do we sound? Is it the ballerina?
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. I'm killing samurais and Chinese folks and
Whoa!
he's my only stuff.
Alright.
Oh,
But no, Chelsea, we're not talking about the new John Wick movie. I haven't seen it yet. Probably will. Eventually. It's not a priority for me at the moment. So. Alright, you can hear us, Chelsea? Alright. Now, just a quick reminder that you can support me through Stream Elements. It is completely optional, but your support allows me to keep making content such as buying new games and more. I love pussy! Alright. Here we go. Alright. Oh my gosh, I am gassy. Gosh. Alright, audio's good, Chelsea. Alright, that's good to hear. So how you guys been?
Good.
You been good? What your party people been up to?
Well, I did finish Doom 2016, so.
Alright, nice. Did you like it?
Yeah, I think I think it is better than Doom Eternal as just an overall package. Doom Eternal definitely improved a lot of the on more of the moment to moment gameplay by having like a good core loop, changing the loop into something that is a lot more that makes a lot more sense with the mechanics they were setting up, though as like a shooter 16 does the shooting part better.
Okay. Alright. Well, hey. That's I remember liking 2016 when it came out. So I remember that was a fun game. Well, when I played it. What do you mean when I came? I didn't play when it came out. I was still in like high school when it came out. So I didn't play it at the time. But when I got around to it,
and since I played it on Game Pass, I am able to play Dark Ages as well. So
can your computer handle it?
Oh, I'm not playing on the computer.
Oh. Okay. Oh wow, that's nice to hear. Yay.
I have a Xbox Series S.
Well, I don't have an Xbox.
You really should get a console.
I don't want a console. I like my computer where everything's nice and convenient. I don't want a console. I don't want it. I do not want one. I like the
How much Angus on this one?
I like the convenience of a PC. Especially when it comes to streaming, because if I have like a separate console for like streaming, then I have to get like a capture card and all that, and that's even more money I gotta spend than just getting a better computer. Oh my gosh, he's not even listening. My gosh.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
He started ignoring me as soon as I started saying my arguments on why I want a PC. All right, Mr. Console Man. All right, Mr. Console Man. Let's see here. How much is a Xbox S anyways? How much is?
I can't. They just recently upped the price, so it's actually probably like $450 now because they decided to up the price.
Oh wow, let's go. Thank you.
$100.
Thank you, Xbox. Very cool. I love it.
Welcome.
I love it. I love it. Ooh, who's the current guy again in charge of Microsoft? Who's the current guy again?
Spencer, I think.
Yeah, Phil Spencer is the one in charge of.
Is he in charge of like the gaming stuff, right? So yeah, thanks, Phil. Ooh, thanks, Phil. I love it. I love it. Ooh. Poor soul. No console. I will remove your mod status, Chelsea, and make you a normal viewer if you dare or diss my PC Master Race. No, but I just like the convenience of PC though. I just like the convenience of a computer. So I pretty much do everything on a computer anyways. So might as well also have a computer for gaming as well. So yeah, but thank you. By the way, thank you, Xbox. Thank you. Was it Bethesda or whatever? I don't know who was in charge of like all PC ports for like these like new games. Thank you, very cool. I love it. I love it. Ooh. Anyways, yes, and I certainly also adore the increasing size of your games that you do not ever shrink, you miserable bastards. But anyways, yay! That's I don't want to talk about. I don't want to be too mad. What have you been up to, Domestic?
Right now I am painting a Captain America.
Oh, neato. What's it for?
Crisis Protocol.
Oh, okay. Alright.
My bot teammate hurt me. Of course.
Are you playing Marvel Rivals?
No, For Honor.
For Honor? Oh.
I'm playing as a pirate. Yarg!
Oh. How's that? How's the pirate play?
Fun. The only inaccuracy for historically is that even though she has a flintlock pistol, she can fire it pretty quickly without reloading multiple times. But video game logic.
Okay. You love PC gaming's the best, Chelsea. Now you get to keep your mod stash, Chelsea. There you go. That's Anyways, oh, let me take another sip of tea. Alright. There we go. Oh, my nose. Ugh. I've been feeling congested all day. I don't know if it's like an allergy thing or something, or maybe I'm generally got sick for some reason. I don't know. I just ended up staying up really late last night, later than normal. So maybe I actually legit got sick, but I'm gonna just chalk it up to like an allergy thing. I just been feeling congested all day. It's really annoying. I don't like it that much. So yeah, and you ever get like those moments where like you're so congested that like if you like move your like head in like a certain position, it kind of gives you like a headache.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's been happening to me all day. Like sometimes I'll move my head in a position. It's like I feel like I got like a headache. It's just I'm just congested. That's all. So I probably had just allergy stuff. Your computer has dust in it. It's at the computer shop to be fixed, Chelsea. Well, that's nice. Taking care of your computer. I think the laptop I'm using right now is fine. I don't think it needs to be dusted. At least I don't think there's a dust. Well, if there is a lot of dust inside of it, then it's not in a position where I can just easily reach. And I don't want to touch it. Because the last time I thought I could fix something on my own, no. That's why I have a new computer in the first place. Because I thought I could fix something. And boy, was I stupid. So, yeah, that's probably a good thing. Then you got someone else to take a look at it. Oh my gosh, I'm burpy as hell too. God damn. Who's tagging me right now? Hold on, who's tagging me right now on Discord? Ah. Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay. I sorry, it's just something it's just a funny like meme thing I saw in another server. That's all.
Which one?
It's DB in his server. He tagged me. It's like a Vocaloid cover of a South Park song. It's Jack in San Diego. Jacking it in San Diego.
Smack, whack it, jacking for the Lord.
Wait, DB has a server?
Yeah, you didn't know?
No.
Oh. Oh, that's right. You're not in it. That's wild. Ah. No, you just so, but it's like a Vocaloid cover of the Jack in the San Diego song. Jack in the San Diego. So. Hey. Just remember, guys, AIDS can now be cured if you just pump a lot of money directly into your bloodstream. I mean, that was a great episode, by the way, Nick. This whole AIDS episode of South Park. That was a lot of fun. Anyways, let me just stretch for a bit. Alright, so we got quite some things to talk about tonight. I don't know how long it's gonna take. Hopefully we can make it short tonight. Just gonna say one topic. Probably not gonna have much to say about it, even though I didn't like it. Which is weird, because usually if I don't like something, that means I normally have a lot to say about it. But no, I don't really got anything to say about that topic. I just hate it. I think it's just bad in every single possible way. Funny enough, it's the other thing that's really good. That's like, you know, I got quite a bit to say about that. I got quite a bit, but the other thing, no, I just think it's just bad. It's just bad, terrible, complete garbage, doo-doo, dog shit. It's awful. I hate it. I don't know what Marvel was thinking. I don't know. But anyways, we'll talk all about that later and stuff. Hey. Oh my gosh, I am yawning a lot. Goodness gracious. I think I might go to bed a little bit early, because I'm starting to get a little tired in my honesty. So yeah. Oh yeah, real quick, what you been up to, Nick?
Nothing much.
Nothing much? Alright. Oh, wait, hold on, real quick, before we get into the topic, I also want to just mention this. So later this year, I'm gonna start going back to college. I'm gonna start continuing classes and stuff. And then, so today, earlier, when trying to get a class and all that to attend and stuff, the colleges, they did, at least the ones, at least I don't know what it's like for you guys, but for me, they require you to take a Title IX refresher. It's and
I do it every year.
I don't know. I just find it so annoying. I just find it annoying. It's like, guys, did you know that assault is a bad thing? Whoa!
Really? I had no idea.
Holy shit! Assault is bad? No way! And you have to take it every year. Every year you have to retake it. And by the way, I think my school's getting cheap and stuff, because it is the exact same Title IX refresher course I had to take last time as well. It's the exact same, down to the exact same videos they show you, and it's always the same message. Guys, did you know that you can prevent a scraping? What? I can? Oh my gosh! Whoa! Oh my gosh, Nick, did you know that you can prevent a grape? Whoa!
Wow.
I didn't know! But, so, I have to, so like every year I have to retake that Title IX refresher course, and it's just, it gets kind of annoying because like, again, this is like, yes, I know, I understand, this is all basic knowledge, like, of course I can, do all that, of course, of course I know assault is bad, you don't say. So, not gonna lie, this time, while taking it, all I could think about was It's Always Sunny with the implication.
No, because of the implication.
Because it's like God, that's because like that's all I could think about. It's like, oh my gosh, you you could do something. It's like, I was like, yeah, of course I could do something. Like, it's not like it's not like these people are gonna say no because of the implication.
Because of the implication.
Starscream. But Shock, why are you getting a mattress, Shockwave? Because Starscream, we got a boat. What do you think we got the boat for? So that way, we could get the ladies, and then we could take them down. To lower levels, and then we could, have our way and stuff. And they're not gonna say no because of the implication. So that's all I could think about while taking the Title IX refreshers, the implication, because So anyways, yeah, I just want to mention that real quick because it's just every year it's the exact same thing and it just gets annoying. Guys, did you know that assault happens to a lot of people? Whoa, you don't say. Gosh. I feel so bad. Oh. So, I don't know. It just gets really old, and it just gets old really fast. So, okay. It is what it is. Oh, let me take another sip of tea. No, we got quite a bit to talk about tonight. Hopefully we can get through it somewhat quickly, because last time we did the podcast, it was like, I think like over like 5-ish hours, I think. I could double check real quick. How long was the last podcast? Oh, actually no, it was actually pretty short actually. It's like,
Yeah.
Oh, you know what it is? Because I'm thinking about the podcast like 2 weeks ago when we were talking about Mission Impossible, and that took like 5.5 hours. So
Yeah.
So hopefully we can make this somewhat shorter. So there's, yeah, I will hopefully. Alright, so let me just get some things set up real quick, because I admittedly have to do some last minute changes because I didn't have time, because I had to take a damn Title IX refresher course. It's like, oh guys, did you know? Wow, I didn't know. Gosh, I've been so educated now. I'm learning. I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. Okay, here we go. You okay, Ninjago?
Yeah, we're just like playing through. Just playing.
You just went, okay.
Where the fuck is my silver? Oh, back there. Here it is.
Alright. Okay, here we go. Everything's set up now. Alright. Hey, you think we could ever... What? Hey, Ninjago, so, real quick, for your game, what's the requirement for, like, how far back are we talking, like, do they have to include in these games? Like, you got, like, Knights, Samurai, and all that. Like, how far back do they go?
They are very loose.
They're very loose. So, like...
They include a couple of Roman guys.
Roman? Oh.
Like,
Yeah.
the idea is that everyone's fighting not because of, like, there's a well, there might be a story, but the whole point is it's like several eras merged together.
Right.
Yeah, it's a fantasy world. So essentially, the premise is that during the 11th century, it's there was this big cataclysm that kind of reshaped the world.
Oh, okay.
And there's some fantasy elements that it's just it's really just an excuse for you to just play a game about random stuff.
Okay, but like, so they're very loose. So like, would they? And if they're still updating, like, would they ever like add on like caveman? If they wanted
they
to?
just added the Mongols. They just added a Mongol. No, I don't think they would add caveman. There's plenty other warriors throughout history that they would add. Like
was how okay? Then how recent would they go? Like, would they do like World War II stuff?
no.
You won't have Vikings storming the beach anytime soon.
No, because
Well,
combat
if you know,
system.
Uh-huh.
Like the pirate is as far as they have gone.
Okay. But can you have? Okay, so but they're not gonna do like World War II stuff.
why
Yes.
would they do World War II stuff?
I
'Cause
don't know. I'm just asking. Like, what's like their like limitation? What are like the boundaries? Is it as soon as like we start introducing like is it like once you start introducing guns?
I think it's like because you got stuff like Vikings and knights and pirates and stuff like that. We very much mythologize those kinds of figures.
Yeah, like just to go over, because it's not just. It starts with Viking, samurai, and knights. They added a Chinese faction, a Chinese group, and then there's this other group called the Outlanders, which is basically everyone else, and they just have like a fighter representing them. Like from there, you got an ancient Egyptian, a warrior, an Aztec warrior, a warrior from the Middle East, Mongol, and then that's where you get your pirate, who's Chinese.
They don't have some Middle Eastern faction. That would be an easy one to put in.
They have like a fighter for the Middle East. Apparently the way they develop it is based on weapon combo. They don't want to repeat. They don't like repeating the same.
Okay.
Exact same weapon twice. Or it's combinations. So while there are characters that have like, oh, they all have a sword. They're basing it on specifically the martial art of that specific sword for that specific nation.
Okay.
So like one of the difficulties that people ask for is Spartan. Because you got a big. So the problem is that which can easily be solved. Like they have to think about it. Is you have the character the Valkyrie who already has a spear and shield. And a sword and shield, we already have a Viking character called the Warlord that is a sword and shield and very defensive. And they also added a Varangian Guard, which is an action shield, but she's heavily armored. So that's like part of the things you have to think about. They do with new fighters. They sometimes, like for example, with Vikings, they had to add a Highlander from Scotland. To make sense, and then they had to go with mythology, with like the Valkyrie or Shaman, who is like this just this crazy woman in the woods who's like a priestess, and then they literally have a hero called Jormungandr, who uses a hammer, a big hammer, which is apparently the Vikings didn't use warhammers at all.
Okay.
So like Vikings is the one that has the least amount of heroes.
Use a few hammers. You think they would have, since Thor is their main god. Thor's one of their main
Yeah,
gods. You think
so-
a few of them would do it, but
Yeah, they
from
don't.
What you're saying, I guess not.
Not that we know, especially the ornate hammers they show. The ornate hammer they have is based on like a religious necklace thing, which apparently some scholars says that it actually was a post-Christian thing, where like some is like, yes, I'm a Christian, but I am also worshiping, or like, hey, Christ is like, we take some Christ stuff, but all those what the Christians do, but we put our little spin in to keep our little paganism.
Oh, okay.
Type deal.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think they can go far as pirate.
I think once you get to a lot of black powder stuff, I think
It's a lot more
you're really
difficult
losing it.
because pikes are way too long and would wreck the balance of the game. We already have a halberd hero in the knight faction. A musketeer is the closest thing, but it would wreck this even more on disbelief because the rapier is not a good armor penetrator.
Okay.
Like, at all. Of course, swords generally, most of them would not cut through armor, and this game has them cut through armor like butter.
Right. But that's just
But
for gameplay.
Yeah, their gameplay, and most of them, their blades are still thick. They're still like very hefty blades.
So
And
they wouldn't.
but like a rapier is like a little tiny thing that's designed for thrusting,
Yeah. Okay.
and it's not really.
I
Well,
hear there's a story of a time where a samurai did a fun little duel with an Italian swordsman who used a rapier, and it was basically the equivalent of the samurai coming out saying he felt like the samurai said he felt like Swiss cheese by the end of it.
Huh.
It's like the Japanese equivalent of that.
Okay. So what, like, they're no guns anytime soon then in the game?
I think the pirate is as far as they will probably add towards guns.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I have a feeling that's what they are gonna.
Okay, so only the pirates get a gun, and then that's as far they're gonna go. No, like, no one's gonna be carrying rifles anytime soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It because the combat system is directional melee combat.
Okay.
It's not conducive to a shooter game.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they could come up with something.
No, it would not. Like, adding a person from World War II with just a knife is weird. Would be weird.
Okay.
It makes no sense. It's like, it's better to make a multiplayer shooter game about famous warriors from history, but it's all the guys with guns.
Okay. Okay. So but there's no defined limit to like how far back or like how forward they are with like the amount of history they put in the game.
I would say forward is the one that has the harder limit.
Okay. So alright then. So no Vikings gonna be storming that beach then. Damn.
No, they could.
You know what? Normandy is named after
What?
Vikings.
Yeah,
Oh.
Northmen, Normandy.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. What about you know what the hell, where's okay, then where's my Viking game then, and game developers where Vikings end up on, you know, the beaches of France.
Assassin's Creed.
Really?
Same developer. They did a Viking Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah, Black Flag.
That's a fucking pirate. What the fuck? That's not Viking.
Sorry, Valhalla.
What,
Yes.
Normandy's in
Kidway is fucking Welsh.
wait,
He's not even
My brain.
so there is so Normandy's in Valhalla? Or is
It's just the name of the game because, you know, Vikings.
uh-huh.
They also have like they do have like DLCs where you fight like Greek. They had an Odyssey where you fight the Greek, where they do Greek stuff. Origins we do Egypt, and then Valhalla where you do Norse. It's kind of because it's kind of like the big three classic pagan mythologies. Egyptian, Greece, and Norse. And I know they have DLCs where you deal with those gods. But in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, yeah, it's Vikings.
Vikings. Okay. And you can you can storm the beach.
Specifically during the King Alfred's time, because in that one,
Alfred's a Giga Chad.
in that universe, they made it so that Alfred is the one who started the Templar Order.
Huh.
The whole game kind of builds up to that moment.
Alfred Alfred's story is just so cool.
Okay.
Well, not
Yeah,
cool, but
Alfred the Great is
it's so brave.
Huh.
Like it's a man that holds back the apocalypse, basically.
Ooh.
for his people. Yeah, because
for his people.
Yeah, so think about just the setup, okay? So the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms, they were the Germans that invaded England before it became England, Britain, after the Romans left England. Okay?
All right.
And they set up 3 kingdoms.
Well,
It's a whole bunch of kingdoms. But by the time of the Viking invasions, it was, there's 3 peoples, the Anglos, the Saxons, and the Jutes. The Jutes had a kingdom called Kent. The Anglos had Northumbria?
No. Yeah, Northumbria, Mercia, and there's the 3rd one. Shit.
Wessex.
East Anglia.
Yeah.
And then the Saxons had Wessex, Sussex, and Essex.
Okay.
There's a few others that pop by in there, here and there, but those are the big ones. There's like a few Scottish kingdoms. I'm not sure if Strathclyde was there at the time or Alba, but eventually what happens is that the Vikings come in. And they just maul through the kingdoms.
And the scariest part was that they've been doing with Vikings for a while at this point. Usually they've just been raiding.
Okay.
Not this time. They started settling. There's stuff that was happening back home. There was wars.
They would. Yeah, sorry, but so what would happen in the in Scandinavia is that there's massive. So it's a few things. First off, there is actually monetary advantage to this. You go in, chop some stuff up. England is actually was actually filled with swamps back then, so it was even. It's with the rivers and the swamps, it was they had a bigger coastline, and it was much easier to go in and wreck stuff up. You go on, you find a village, you wreck it up, you get the raid the monastery, get the riches, and then you pop back into Scandinavia, and yeah, you're rich now. And another thing, eventually war started to break out in Scandinavia, where there were wars of unification. And you didn't want to that guy over there lording over you, so we're gonna go to England and we're gonna set up shop.
Yeah, and essentially what happens is that sometimes they would stay there and they would actually set up tents, big, massive tent communities. And basically they kind of serve as a staging point for future raiders groups, so they can go in further and that's how they kind of start settling.
Yeah, there's several major cities. Dublin is actually a Viking colony. But what would happen is these Vikings would would go over in what is called the Summer Army.
Okay.
Where the Vikings would every summer would just basically rape the British Isles.
Okay.
Probably literally and probably quite literally with every village they come to.
Okay.
And figuratively.
Yeah, I mean the figuratively is applied. But what would happen is that one by one these kingdoms fall until you have the last of the Anglo-Saxon and Jutes, but we don't really count them because they're really small.
Okay.
Wessex, the West Saxons.
Saxons.
The West Saxons.
Alright.
But what happens is that Alfred and his brother was king at the time.
Yeah.
And what happens is that his brother dies during the wars, and Alfred performs a coup against his nephews and becomes king. Okay. And he has to deal with.
Actually, it wasn't a coup.
Well, not
so.
Not really. Yeah.
So what happened? So essentially, what the Saxons did for they actually all the leaders picked the king. Who's next going to be king? The previous king doesn't designate an heir.
Okay.
So essentially, what happens is that when the king dies, all the lords gather around and they pick who's going to be king. Okay. Usually, they're going to pick with the kids, right? It's easier, but in the case of Alfred.
We're under constant warfare,
and
you gotta pick somebody good.
And the nephews are still young.
Like if shit, fucking roach.
What? You have roaches?
Roaches.
Dude, I live in fucking Georgia.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, roaches. Oh.
Yeah, I saw a roach crawl by. And that's gonna be fun to deal with. It's a big one though. That's good. If it was small, that's when you should start to panic.
What?
Oh, so the small ones are so much harder to deal with because the small ones they don't. What happens is that they are when they die, they still have their eggs in their stomach.
Oh.
And they are resistant to the eggs are actually resistant to sprays and pest control. So you have to keep coming back to deal with the small roaches to just eventually wipe them all out.
Oh.
And it's a real pain in the butt. Yeah, I've dealt with a lot of these in my job. I've had one where you just like you open the door and then just cockroaches start falling out of the door ceiling.
I'm gonna just post this.
Yeah. Luckily, I don't have to deal roaches up here.
It's not it's stuff that you have to deal with once in a while. But like it's a big roach, so don't have to deal with that. It's just
anyway. So back to King Alfred, like a cockroach.
Yeah. But Alfred, where was I? I think it was called.
He became king. Yeah, Witten. He became Witten.
Yeah.
He essentially became king. He was nominated.
He was voted in as king. But like I think the word coup was a bit harsh. He supplemented. He supplanted his nephews.
Hold on.
Okay.
But what happened is Alfred is the Anglo-Saxons. Previously, when they invaded Britain, were very warlike, and they've kind of been tamed. And it's kind of think of it as like, not exactly, but think of it as like the Shire from Lord of the Rings. But now the Shire is on fire, and you have Vikings raiding through it.
Okay.
Like they're not as warlike now. They'll become it later, but they're not as warlike now. But there's so what happens is that the biggest Viking army ever to that point gets established.
Okay.
A full 5,000 men, which you say it and you think, oh, 5,000, that's not a lot, but like usually battles were like a few hundred guys.
Yeah.
Both sides
of the Uruk-hai attacking Helm's Deep. Half of that.
Okay.
Like.
Yeah, but like the Romans were having like tens of thousands of guys. Like almost like the bigot like sometimes you once in a blue moon you would get like a 100,000 guys in a battle. And it's just like that was very rare, mind you. But it happened, and they could not feel like now medieval Dark Age England. You can't feel that shit.
Okay.
Like in the continent, they were feeling large armies, but like this is Britain. You got a few hundred guys. That's a big battle, and this is 5,000 Vikings. But they go in and they just start squashing these kingdoms, and they eventually, Alfred, mind you, is not. He doesn't want to go to war. You know, he wants to be a statesman, doing philosophy and reading. I think it was Plato.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a scholar.
Yeah. And what happened is that he gets crushed in a battle. And he hides. So this is what's the word? It starts with an A. Like it's not not allegorical, but what is it? Like it's not it most likely not happened, but it does represent the feeling of that time. Apocryphal. It is an apocryphal story of where Alfred, the king, is hiding out in like a local guy's house, and his wife goes up to him, and the wife is like, and the wife of the guy he's staying in goes up to him, and she's like, all right, you stay here, and you're going to. Mind you, she didn't know that he was the king. And then she goes like, all right, you you're a local soldier. You're staying with us. You know, we get you lost, but here I'm gonna put these cakes in there, and you're gonna watch them in the oven. And then
Okay.
Alfred, so consumed with the thoughts of letting his nation down and trying to figure out what to do now, just he's watching him and he just burns. And she goes into him and she just lays it out on him. It's like, what are you doing? You're burning these cakes. You were eating them so much before. And you're like, burn. And the husband comes in and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? That is the king. Yeah. We're just presents. What are you doing? You're like, you're mouthing up to the king, and Alfred's like, hey, let's calm down. You know, I did burn the cakes.
Okay.
But eventually Alfred comes in, and then everybody thinks Alfred's dead, and then he comes in, and everybody's like, holy shit, the king's alive. You know, we got a second chance. And he comes in and he beats the Vikings in a massive battle.
And both land and sea.
Demolishes them. What?
He just he defeated, he kicked their boats on both the land and the sea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he established one of the the British Navy, the English Navy. Well, there's the Saxon Navy. He establishes the Saxon Navy. But like people will point at that and be like, "Hey, this is the first time the English had a navy." And that no, well, it gets reestablished several times over the history. The modern English Navy was founded by King Henry VIII, the wife killer. But Alfred,
The wife killer.
Alfred absolutely demolishes them. And everybody's like, all right, so we get to just kill all the Vikings now. And Alfred's like, no. Get the leaders, we're baptizing them, and you get to stay up north. You get the north of England. We're gonna take this. We're gonna reestablish all the southern kingdoms. We're gonna reestablish the kingdoms. You get to stay up north, and we're gonna baptize all your leaders.
Okay.
And that is some, like, to me, that is one of the most Christ-like things a king could ever do. Just forgive your enemies like that. If I was in charge, I would, like believe you me, heads would be a rolling.
Because that's kind of the expectations. Is like you don't want them to come back and come back. But
like Alfred, either because he was so sure of his position, or just because of his general Christian faith, he lets him go, which is it's just an astonishing move.
It's also
and it worked out too for the next few generations.
Yeah, it would be said though that Alfred, despite being a brilliant king, he didn't have necessarily the manpower to retake all the lands that was lost.
I mean, either way, killing those two Vikings would probably have helped him a lot.
Yeah.
That's like 5,000 Vikings dead. You're like, ooh, that stock price is going up. But yeah, he only had the king. He had a major kingdom, but he only had like one kingdom, and that was Wessex. And he just didn't have enough to. He just didn't have enough to hold the rest of the land. Which, like, if you don't have the manpower to hold something, you're not going to keep it. Just look at the English in the 100 Years' Wars. The English dominated the French in the battlefield during the 100 Years' Wars. Just wiped them out, army after army after army. You'll just get astounding numbers of French nobility dead. Just how are you still around? And the reason why France lasted so long is because the English just didn't have the manpower to hold all of France. And this is like a similar similar situation where Alfred knew his boundaries and he was able to stick with it. And it provided his grandson to be able to establish England, take over the rest of the. His grandson Ethelstan became the first king of England. Was able to, and during a massive battle with the English, fighting against the Welsh, a coalition of the Welsh, the Scots, and the Vikings. He beat them all, and he established England. Ethelstan is Alfred's grandson.
Yeah, I'm just re-looking. This is how I am of the belief, like just remembering Alfred in this conversation, that Alfred the Great most likely could be the inspiration for King Arthur. One of the major inspiration. And also he is one of only 2 monarchs, I think. In English history, at least before the Acts of Union. It could be longer. But there's only like a handful of monarchs that are called the Great. One is Canute and the other one is Alfred.
Okay.
Canute the Great is have you ever seen Vinland Saga?
No.
Okay, you'll have to see that because Canute's a major player in that. But Canute was a Viking king who created what was the North Sea Empire.
Okay.
Which was England, Denmark, Norway, and parts of Sweden.
Yeah, it was part of a during that time. I'm looking it up, and yeah, this was during the time of Aethelred the Unready.
Ethelred the Unready.
Ethelred the Unready.
Ew, Ethelred, cringe.
Well, yeah,
worst, like bottom tier, one of the worst kings of England.
Well, the reason is because actually the meaning unready actually meant poorly advised. He had
it's
terrible.
Not just I mean, yeah, he did have like
his
main advisor. Okay. One of his main advisors, which is a guy called Edric the Grabber, is you know Lord of the Rings, Wormtongue.
Yeah.
Most likely, Wormtongue is inspired from Edric the Grabber.
Whoopee!
But regardless, Edric the Grabber was basically Starscream.
Okay.
Even without Edric the Grabber, Ethelred the Unready was still kind of like really, really fucking dumb. And made like the worst possible decision at almost every turn.
Yeah, just in time for a Viking called Sweyn Forkbeard to take over.
Sweyn Forkbeard. Yeah, Sweyn. But you know why Sweyn Forkbeard decided to invade England?
Oh yeah, because
it was because Ethelred decided to genocide the Danish population in England, and ended up getting the sister of the King of Denmark killed in it.
Huh.
You know what the best part about that is?
What?
He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to genocide the Danish population at all.
Okay.
He was afraid of Viking garrisons. Like he was using Viking mercenaries as garrisons, and he was like, oh gosh, they're gonna betray me. How about let's kill every Danish person in England, they'll solve the problem.
Huh.
Gets invaded by the King of Denmark. Oh no! The consequences of my actions.
He gets apparently he gets restored after a while. Only then, when he died, his son
his Gigachad son, Edmund Ironside, had a big war with the son of Sweyn Forkbeard, called Canute. They had like 5 or 7 battles, and then Canute. Edmund won. Like most of them were indecisive, but Edmund technically won. Like 4 out of 5 of them, and then Canute won the last, and they sort of divvied up England. And then Edmund was assassinated. Edmund Ironside was assassinated. Don't quote me on this. I think I might be confusing him with a French king, but he was assassinated by having a guy wait in the toilet and then shove the spear up his into him when he was taking crap.
Yeah, it's him. Yeah, though the sources, of course, when we're dealing with medieval sources at this point, that story is kind of like a couple centuries later in the Chronicles. So
it's not implausible.
It's not implausible. It could be that he was just poisoned. Either way, he got assassinated. His reign only reigned for months, unfortunately.
Okay. All right then.
Let's get to the topics. We talked way too much about this.
Don't worry. We're done talking about history. Now let's talk about history.
This is my fault. I just made a joke about Vikings storming Normandy, and then this ended up blowing out of proportion.
Yes.
Okay.
And by the way, the Normans were Vikings originally.
Okay.
But the moral of the story is that Alfred has a really inspiring tale, and yeah.
Unfortunately, most any adaptation have done so far is Last Kingdom and Valhalla, which is very pro-Viking.
Okay.
They literally have the main character in Last Kingdom sleep with Alfred's wife.
I just thought Vikings storming the beach is a funny idea. That's all. I just thought it would be funny if Vikings just went up the beach like D-Day. It's like all of a sudden like the Viking equivalent. You got a guy holding his arm. It's like But instead of a World War II soldier, it's a Scandinavian guy. I just thought that was funny.
Unfortunately, Changos, we're not talking about the Robin Hood Martin Scorsese. No, not Martin Scorsese. The other one. The bad one. Ridley Scott's Robin Hood. We're not talking about that, where he decided, hey, let's do a D-Day landing, but in medieval times, complete with Higgins boats.
Okay, damn. We're not talking about that? Damn. What then you gotta convince me then why else should I watch this movie then if it doesn't involve medieval D-Day? I have to watch a movie about the actual D-Day? Man. What about caveman D-Day, Ninjato? Man. Well, you got if it doesn't involve that, you gotta convince me what the big deal with this movie is then.
First off, all-star cast.
Okay.
For the time.
Alright.
There's a whole list of them. Let me just spread them out. Yeah. Longest Day. It's a film back in 1962. So we have John Wayne, Henry Fonda.
John Wayne. Okay.
Robert Mitchum, Sean Connery, a role that he only plays a minor role in this film, which he was filming it during being filming Dr. No.
Oh, okay.
Eddie Albert, Kurt Jurgens, Richard Burton, Peter Lawford, Rod Steiger, Elena Dimick, Gert Fode, Edmund O'Brien, and Kenneth Moore. Like, that's just on the Wikipedia. There's like a whole star. So if you want to go like 1960s stars, what it's like, you have that. Another thing, another reason you want to watch this. This is a film done in 1962. Why is that important?
Something really quick I gotta ask. You guys ain't hear any sounds coming from my computer? Just
no.
No.
Okay, cool. Cool, because I'm playing something while we do this.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So the reason why World War II ended in 1965, no, 1945.
Right.
I mean, well, which means that you have a lot of people, a lot of the actors and some of the actors were actually at Normandy. Like, so they are like, some of them were veterans, others had the people who they are portraying who are still alive come and talk with them. And like, apparently, and sometimes they would bring some of the actual some of the props are actually was the exact same items from Normandy that day. So you get that. So like, if you want like all-star cast, like a piece of film history, that is like one obvious one for. Another thing, this was the World War II movie that most people think of when they think of D-Day before Saving Private Ryan. Which is kind of hard to think about, like, even for me. It's like, how, like, oh, we need to have a D-Day landing. We need to do Saving Private Ryan style. But this one, actually inspired. Also, this film, this is a was purposefully in a time when color was becoming a norm. This was purposely shot in black and white. So for the sake of artistry, like the director wanted to use archival footage to add to the realism and also help with some of the green screens. You'll see obvious green screen shots in the films. Like you can clearly see, Rommel is overlooking the beaches. It's clear he's not in the actual location. He's on a green screen and all that stuff. Like. That classic, or like some form of like putting like footage behind them.
Yeah, it's film magic. They had to waste back then.
Right, like they edited it in the background or something. But anyway. Also, this is as opposed to most modern World War II films. This one is an overview. Can be served as a great overview of the day, what happened that day. Because so the film looks at the German command and how they are reacting to the invasions. Is like, when is the invasion coming? And, like, they have like stuff where one of the commanders is like during a war game does an successful invasion of Normandy of France by doing exactly what the Allies are doing, but he's doing like, oh, Eisenhower would never do this. And they always strike out perfect weather, not on bad weather.
Uh-huh.
On that, and you also get perspective on the British, and you even get like French commandos and Americans, except for the Canadians. The Canadians at Juno get screwed over. Apparently, the filmmaker apparently this was also based on a book, so both the book and the director goes screw Canada.
Oh.
You know, let me hear something funny about the French.
What?
If you go to France, they'll have like a lot of they'll have propaganda about how the French resistance did everything, and they were the big reason why they won.
Alright.
Which is a major cope.
Here's the thing: they did serve a major part.
They did serve a major part, but it's like they're really overblowing it, which is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like this film actually featured like a commando raid, apparently, with that some free French army did, which was interesting. But at the beginning of the film, you see the French resistance doing shenanigans. And like you hear like the stuff about the radio where they hear of certain phrase and there's like, oh, it's time to do my sabotage mission.
Hey, come on, say it in the proper accent.
Oh, it's time for my patent de sabotage.
Sabotage.
Okay.
And then I will go over to the British at Sword Beach and give them some wine.
Alright.
That actually happens in the film. Like a guy is so excited he gives him. Like the film really highlights the feeling of like the narrative of like here's the Germans, they're the bad guys, they are oppressing the French people. Like one of the first shots in the film is, I kid you not, a French old man running through a field while Germans on a car just driving by and shooting him and grabbing a briefcase.
Okay.
Most likely he was like French resistance members and he has important documents.
Okay. Question, guys. I'm currently playing Sims.
Okay.
Should I make one person or household?
What's the... What's the... What...
Do you want to torture or no?
Well, it's not really torture. It just depends how I'm gonna play out this thing out. Am I starting off with a story of one guy or a whole group of people?
Do one guy.
All right, I'll do one guy for this one.
Okay. Anyway, so there are some inaccuracies. So
Okay.
One of the major inaccuracies in this film. So you know that part when you played in Call of Duty 2 where you played the Rangers?
Yeah.
Think about it where they get to the point where they realize there's no guns and then they stop halfway through.
Okay.
And they stop the campaign there.
Oh.
That's what the film did with the Ranger storyline. They just go up there, find out that there's no guns, and they go, do we do all this suffering for nothing?
Huh.
And then they just stop partly because they want to emphasize Omaha Beach.
Okay.
Like a major thing, this film, my criticism historically is that they emphasize that Omaha Beach was the important beach. If the Germans had Omaha, the invasion would be an utter failure. I personally think, like, yeah, Omaha was important. But they successfully took Utah, Juno, and Sword. With ease. Like, and also the Navy is still out in the sea. They just are not...
Uh-huh.
It's not impossible for them just to go and to like attack Omaha with a pincer move over time. But I understand what they're thinking
Uh-huh.
on that. But anyway, so yeah, they want to emphasize that. This film also this one really relies on in terms of filmmaking vignettes for its story. So you're not really, you get a few characters like John Wayne's character you see a lot of, and he gets a lot of focus, and he's probably has the most focus on. Also, here's a funny behind the scenes fact. It was John Wayne casting was controversial. You want to know why?
Uh-huh. Why?
Okay, imagine this, Changus. We are at war. War, and we're all actors. Everyone at this table is actors.
Right.
And we all got drafted.
Okay.
You, Changus,
Yeah.
you are very patriotic. So you decided you go along with you, Matchstick, and Nick go all along to fight in the front lines. And when you come home, you find out that I didn't do it. I instead used my deferment ability 3 times because I've put myself as the highest important actor. And then when a movie comes out, I am portraying your comrades in that field. I am twice the age of the person I'm portraying.
Okay.
Also, John Wayne had some conflicts behind the scene. Like, one of the actors he was talking to, and who's supposed to be like, they're both same officer staff, and they're supposed to be friendly. They both worked on a previous film with each other, and they hate each other because John Wayne was a staunch conservative, and the other guy was a staunch liberal.
Okay. I see. So there's a bunch of political disagreements. Okay.
Yeah, and also egos. Like, at this point, John Wayne is like a big name.
Okay.
Yeah, but that doesn't really affect much on this film. On that, but so this film doesn't have a lot of, has like a narrative through line about the history, right? And also the feeling of like, we gotta save France through this invasion. Like, the whole story of the day, the importance of the day is the narrative. But not so much on character arcs, which then affects the scenes when they're doing shootouts, right? All of them are, when they start shooting, it's a long time shooting, and a lot of death that you see, not a lot of gory death, but you hear the gunshot and then the actors goes, ah! Like the over exaggerated death. And so they look great. There's actually a shot during a Free French commando raid where it was a long continuous shot with a helicopter shot, which is apparently one of the first ones in that day. Early uses.
Okay.
So that adds a little bit of a spectacle. The problem is that you're not going to get enough narrative weight, because compared to like Band of Brothers or Saving Private Ryan, where you are focusing on one specific group of characters, or there's one specific individual, you get that investment in that character, and you want to see them go through. And you are afraid that he will die. In this one, it's more about the tragedy of war, right? Type of thing, where you're observing what happened. Is like, he died. War sucks. So that's basically like I would say, Chengiz, this is a good film if you just want an overview of D-Day, and also just for the sake of, I want to watch some classic film. War films. And there are some inaccuracies. Apparently Eisenhower could have watched 20 minutes of this film because he saw so many historical inaccuracies.
Okay.
He did it the last 20 minutes. It's like inaccurate. I'm leaving.
Oh, okay. Huh.
And this was Eisenhower after his presidency, so he's like,
Ah, okay. Huh. Interesting.
Yep. So that's about it. I do need to go to bed, but I would I would definitely recommend you looking after this film. At some point. It is free on YouTube if you have like YouTube membership thing.
Oh, okay.
To avoid ads.
Right.
Yeah, it's easy to find.
Okay.
Any questions?
Sounds like a really fun movie. I guess does the what is it? Do you? What I was trying to say here. Would you say this is like one of the more, despite the inaccuracies, would you still say this is more, faithful a depiction, or are there like better versions out there if you want something that's, accurate?
I have not seen all of D-Day films, so I can't make a judge on that. It gets the scale right. That's another thing you want to watch this film is the scale. Like, remember, they have like hundreds of guys. Like, the thing about the disadvantage of having the Saving Private Ryan and Band of Brothers approach is that they don't do the scale.
Right.
Because the focus is on the individual. Is like, what they are experiencing in the battlefield. Well, this one, you see the scales. You see like, this is a big operation.
Okay.
Just a second. I finished up with my Captain America.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to post that. Just a second. I'm going to take a picture.
Alright. Captain America
Continue.
doses mighty shield.
Yeah, I think like that's like another major thing you would want to see this film. But if you want like a World War II film, it's more like what you want out of a war film. It's this one is definitely one is like I recommend you watch it, especially if you want to know the overview as much. Overview of D-Day, what it's generally went down on that day. But there are some like there's a lot of inaccuracies that is based on more legend by the time that this film was made, and it's quite hard to do a big scale on D-Day. Like, there's a YouTube channel group, Ghost. Ooh, nice.
Oh, let me see.
Called Time Ghost Army, and they've been doing like World War II every week by week. What happens this week by week? They're doing Korean War, which I need to catch up on. But anyway, and they did for D-Day. They did a 24-hour just covering D-Day.
Wow.
Because that's the amount of stuff that goes on D-Day. And to discuss about.
Mm. Oh, that's pretty cool, Mashtik. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's-
so-
yeah, that's nice. Oh no.
You did the iron, the silver centurion.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks nice.
All right. Well,
Before I painted it up, it kind of looked like Mark II, so I did a
Oh.
picture.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit.
yeah.
All right.
Iron Man is such an easy character to paint because you could come up with any color scheme and make sense.
Where's the rainbow iron suit then? Come on, it's June, right? Stark Industries gotta get in on representing, Pride Month.
I wonder if there is a rainbow Iron Man suit.
Probably.
Tony's flying around in a rainbow suit to represent Pride Month. Stark Industries is an ally of the LGBT community. Thank you, Tony. Very, very cool. Where's your rainbow suit, Cap, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought, Steve. You...
Alright, well, I gotta head to bed. Have a good night and have fun talking about regular show.
Alright, have a good night, Ninjaro. Alright, he's gone. Alright. Alright. So,
You know who else likes regular show?
if you say your mom, if you say your mom, you're fired.
My mom!
Get out! It was worth it.
It's worth it. So,
I love.
I've seen some episodes of regular show here and there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No. What are you saying? I thought you were saying something, Mesh.
So I've seen some episodes of regular show here and there. I watched it way back when season one was airing,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, my little kid mind cannot comprehend the greatness, and I thought it was kind of weird, so I stopped watching.
Aww.
And I've seen some episodes here and there, and I appreciate it a bit more. But I really want to go in and watch. Maybe not all of it, because there's a few episodes here and there where I'm like, I'll just skip it. So it's not doing anything for me. But it's really fun.
It is. I love regular show.
I forgot how much of a spiteful ass Rigby is in season one.
Rigby? What about Mordecai? He killed Rigby. He straight up killed Rigby.
Except Mordecai's fine most of the time, except when Margaret comes in and just like, man's IQ goes to 0. You just watch it in real time.
They're both not that great people in the beginning.
No. But Mordecai more often is reasonable in season one.
Yeah.
Because Rigby is just constantly Mr. Spite. Like I said, and then Margaret walks in the room, and I'm like, man, I like Rigby so much now. Rigby's amazing. Mordecai, you suck ass.
Mordecai, don't simp over her. Margaret's not even that great.
She's basic. This is basic bitch woman. What are you doing? Go find like the cloud chick or like the bat chick. Like go with them. Margaret's fucking boring as hell.
Margaret. It's not like Margaret cares that much about you either way. Anyways, Mordecai.
No. It's not like Mordecai's gonna be able to even date Margaret with how much he fumbles over words.
How much he just fumbles.
Who knew that? Who knew that Rigby was Mr. Riz?
Rigby, Mr. Riz. No. What What do you think about the the other park workers though?
I think I was kind of disappointed about how little we got of them in season 1 because I really do like them, and they are really fun. Muscle Man, he's kind of a mess and a bit of an ass, but he's like the Guy Gardner of the group. He's surprisingly not accurate. He's surprisingly good at. It's really fun. Watching. I really enjoy the camaraderie of when the park workers are working together to solve some goal. I think that's when regular show a lot of the time is at its best. Yeah. When they have a common enemy and you're seeing them bounce off each other and have fun. But they also really work it as a foil, and Muscle Man is a very good foil for the other two. And High Five Ghost, we get a little bit of them, but not very much. I forgot we had a surprising amount of time. We had a surprising amount of time where he just didn't talk at all.
Yeah.
And then Muscle Man's early voice was really wonky. But you're saying?
No, High Five Ghost doesn't get as much compared to like everyone else, and that is kind of a shame. That's just kind of sort of persists throughout the whole show. High Five Ghost doesn't get as much as even compared to like Muscle Man.
I think Muscle Man is one of the guys that get a bit more. Like
I love
Benson didn't get too much. Muscle Man pops and skips were the ones that got a lot. Benson got a little bit, and then High Five Goes practically got nothing.
Benson starts. They start doing more with Benson as the show goes on. Like I know, like the later seasons do a lot more with Benson.
I know. But right now they're not doing all too much from them. We got that episode where Benson was demoted.
Yeah,
I think that was about it. But Pops, Skips, and Muscle Man got a few episodes to themselves. I think my favorite episode was it would be. I think one of my favorite episodes was the one where it was Skips focused, and it was the one with Rigby beating him at arm wrestling.
Oh yeah,
that's
murdered him. That's a great one. Yeah, he just straight up murdered Rigby.
I had a nickel for every time Rigby fucked with with one of his friends so much that they killed him. I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's not surprising it happened twice.
It's great.
It is not surprising. That doesn't happen more.
What, Rigby dying? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't remember much.
I think if I were the creator, I would have an incident where every other member of the park ends up killing Rigby at some point. Because Rigby just knows how to cross lines. That scene where Skips rips off the arm wrestling appendage and just takes Rigby up and kills him. It's amazing.
That's a great
one. I think another one of my favorites is Death Kwon Do.
Oh yeah.
Hey, where's Mordecai? Who's Mordecai? What? Muscle Man, do you see him?
I can't see much of anything.
I can't see him.
I can't think much of anything.
Here we
Destroy the
Here we
page!
have.
No! Sensei, someone just death clocked the toilet of death. No!
Here we have the death dump, the death dump, and the death jump.
Oh, gross!
Pages.
I go with the death jump.
Well,
It's great. I love Taekwondo. There's a lot of episodes from like season 1 and 2. I remember they're great. Oh, what you think of Starla? Muscle Man's girlfriend.
they fit each other.
They do.
I would stay the fuck up. Like they went out of their way to make it just a repulsive looking woman as possible.
Muscle Man, are you crying in the shower? No! It's just the sound of water hitting the tray! Oh yeah, also just, it's just kind of a funny thing, but like majority of the background characters you're gonna like hear throughout the show, it's just Roger Craig Smith doing like a bunch of different voices. Oh wait, I don't think it was these first 2 seasons. I think it's a later season, but like but Nick, you know Roger Craig Smith is like a fake Jamaican accent. Ah no, dos apelfinos with la baglaze by mistake.
Pops has some really good lines as well.
I love
haven't
Pops.
slept in a fortnight. And that just funny.
Pops is great.
There's another one I think I found really funny, but I can't think of it. I find Benson eating wings as a form of alcoholism really funny.
Yeah, wings.
And it's making me want. It's making me want to go out and get wings.
I love when like shows have to like figure out like, okay, these guys are drunk, but we can't show alcohol to kids. So what are they getting? What are they getting? Drunk off of? Wings. Of course, genius. How could we have not seen this coming? My gosh. Oh, you're so right. They're getting high off of hot wings. No, there's a lot of great. Oh, what you think about the Billy Mitchell episode?
You mean Robert Garrett Ferguson?
Garrett Bobby Ferguson.
Garrett Bobby Ferguson.
Billy Mitchell got so angry at that. He tried to sue Cartoon Network.
He didn't sue Cartoon Network. He sued J.B. Quintel.
Oh yeah, and then the judge just threw the case out. It's like, Billy, you're not a giant floating head.
How are we gonna win this lawsuit? That's right, we're gonna cheat.
That's right. We're gonna. I love that AVGN clip. It's not even the same clip. It's from like 2 different videos, but so perfectly spliced together. But luckily we're gonna take a page out of Billy Mitchell's book, and I think I know how. That's right. We're gonna cheat.
I felt why do kids shows always use giant fat babies as time lords? Like Gravity Falls did that as well.
I don't know. I think maybe it has something to do with like 2001: Space Odyssey with the the weird like baby at the end of the movie.
I haven't seen 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Really? Wow. All right. Yeah.
Again, I'm not that big a film nerd as you, so.
Well, I'm not
I
really
haven't
the
seen
biggest.
with other classic sci-fi, I haven't seen the original Doctor Who. Never gonna watch it. I don't really care for Doctor Who.
I don't really care for
Planet of the
Doctor Who
Apes.
either.
Don't really care for Planet of the Apes. I don't find it interesting.
Well, no. He's talking about the original ones. I mean, still.
I'm also not gonna watch the modern ones.
Oh, never mind then. You.
See what I mean, Chang? Is that
Okay. Well, you disappoint me, Meshtick.
I will admit having Jason Isaac as the villain is tempting, but no shit. Yeah. Wait. Kevin Durant. Was it Kevin Durant or was it Jason Isaacs?
both?
Oh, really?
They're both in it. They're both in the newer movies.
Yeah.
Okay, having both of them in it is tempting, but I'll still skip. I'll just go and watch a compilation of Kevin Durant as a Floronic Man or something.
Okay.
But shit, what are some good episodes? Well, what are some of your guys' favorite episodes from at least the early seasons?
There's a lot. Okay, so actually, the first episode I ever saw of regular show was from season 2, which is actually the first episode of that. Hello, Governor. That was the first episode I ever saw of regular show.
Hello, Governor.
Hello, Governor.
Wait, now did you watch the uncensored version where they kept "Holy crap"?
Yes.
Okay. Holy crap! It's real.
I watched a whole bunch of Total Drama, so they used crap liberally then.
Yeah. But I still remember. Holy crap! It's real. Hello, Governor. Yeah, that was. Yeah, that was the first. That was actually, I think season 2 was just in general like one of the first things I saw from regular show. I don't think I was able to catch much of season 1 when it was airing, or at least like when they like re-airing it. I think what was it? I do remember though that didn't they also air didn't they also like re-air the pilot sometimes, Nick? The pilot episode for regular show? I think that I think the pilot ended up being included as like technically part of like one of the early seasons.
The bench.
Yeah.
No.
It was you don't want to talk. It was
The couch.
Yeah, the couch.
There was like the rock paper scissors.
Yeah, and I think I remember they ended up airing that as like an episode in like another season. But yeah, I remember.
Well, they did it in season 2 where they added new footage.
Ah, okay. So yeah, so I remember seeing that. Yeah, there was a lot of ones. Oh, the were skunk. That was a fun one.
Oh, I love the Were Skunk episode.
Yeah, it was First Day. First Day is the pilot episode that aired in season 2. So yeah.
Even the episode where Mordecai kills Rigby, I think that was a really good episode as well. Even
I'll
with
kill
Margaret's
you!
basicness, I'll kill you. Proceeds to kill.
I know.
No, I didn't.
I admit it!
It's mostly because I was 100% on Rigby's side the entire episode. Mordecai
Oh,
was
yeah,
100%
no.
in the wrong.
Anytime Mordecai's around woman, he just progressively becomes worse. Like, throughout the show, it's like every interaction with woman just makes him worse. It's
How about the like including like his other love interests?
like his other love interest, like that. I think the bat chick at the end is like the only one he actually didn't fumble. But then if I remember right, Nick said that like there's like a comic that takes place after the show, and it turns out he still has some problems with her. So he's just terrible with women. He's just terrible with it.
When I said problems, it wasn't like fucking domestic issues.
No, but like
Oh, I thought you were inferring a divorce.
no, I don't think it was a divorce, but like the fact that even then he still has issues with even like his wife. It's like, Rigby, your luck. I mean, Mordecai, your relationship with woman. Oh my gosh.
There's something wrong when Muscle Man and Starla are better couple than whatever he has.
But no, yeah, there was a lot. There was season 1 and 2 had some great episodes. I remember. Was it like?
Oh shit! The episode with that when the hammer.
Oh, the
Nobody
hammer!
beats the
Yes,
Hammer!
it's the hammer. Dude, take my picture.
Picture.
This muscle man's fucking tits his face.
bro.
Oh no, bro.
I'm not. I don't think they usually do great fight scenes, but I think that was really. That was pretty good. Oh no, bro.
Oh no, bro. Oh, the baby ducks. The baby ducks are fun.
They imprinted on Rigby.
The way they beat the shit out of the dog.
And
And
the snake, they just cut that like poacher guy in half. Step off. The I think it was also in season 2, the one where they drink Rigby drinks the smart juice, and then they become so smart that they end up like speaking absolute gibberish.
I think they were speaking like Latin or something.
Well, like everyone else thought they were just speaking gibberish.
And it goes to Mordecai and Rigby, and they're looking at everybody else, and they're just show like caveman versions of like Benson and Muscle Man.
That was great. Oh, Rigby's brother Don. Yeah, it's just I love that. It's just Rigby, but on top of like a muscular body.
I know.
Oh, I think one of my favorite jokes was where
Oh my!
Oh no! It's Rigby goes up to High Five Ghost, and it turns out High Five Ghost was jinxed as well.
That's a great one. Oh wait, Nick, do you still have that image of like the Eileen and the Rigby's? You know the one.
Oh, most in my flash drive, definitely.
Because I remember when you showed me that. I just remember telling you, now hold on, Nick. Out of these Rigby's, which one do you think is Dawn? But no, yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of great ones. Like, oh, the was it oh the giant coffee bean.
Coffee, coffee.
Coffee, 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 coffee.
Coffee, coffee.
Ooh. Yeah, no, there was a lot of great episodes in these first two seasons. I remember. Was it? Oh yeah, the one where Rigby and Skips tried to help Mordecai forget seeing Pops naked. And then at the end when Benson shows up, the gumball he's a gumball was just like the little hatch that the gumballs come out just pops open.
I'm not gonna lie, I have questions. What?
I know. There's a lot of questions, but still.
I suspect there's at least 2 gumballs in there.
I know. Jimmy, come on, bro.
Jimmy, come on, Jimmy.
You owe me.
Hey, you owe me.
Hey, Muscle Man,
you have
listen.
a TV and a...
Hey, Muscle Man, yo, my boss found out about the TV I owed you, and now he fired me. You mind if I crash here for a sec? Oh my gosh!
Gets annihilated.
No.
Just dies.
Yeah. It was yeah, I loved those episodes.
Oh, where's your flash drive? There it is.
Oh, okay. I think it was season. Was it season 1 or 2? Was the one where was it with the it was season 2 with with Peeps, the big ass eyeball that Mordecai has to do a staring contest with.
Call a hospital.
It's like actually I can't even
Here it
breathe
is.
right now. Oh, thank thank you.
It gets me is the second Rigby, honestly.
But which one is Dawn?
It's the
My
one.
guess is the one the far
Yeah,
right.
the far right.
Far right.
just
He kind of has
the
a fair
pod
nose.
face.
Oh. Actually, my eyelids are frozen open. I can't shut them. Do any of you have eye drops? Just like vaporize as soon as they touch his eyes. Tss. Take me to a hospital. Oh, but no, there's I love regular show. Oh my, was it? I forget. Was this season 2 where they end up going to like that where they do like the role playing stuff with with the board game? It's like.
No.
And then the store manager has like just a ruler stuck in his chest. It's like, do you need us to like take it to a hospital? No, it's okay. I just need to put some ice on it. I think that was also Roger Craig Smith as well. Who was voicing that guy? Roger's just like almost like 90% of these regular show episodes, he's voicing one or another character. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, radio show's great, man. I remember having a blast with this whole show. Have you seen the 2 like animated shorts JG made in college that regular show is based off of?
I saw 2 a.m.
I
and
know.
AM PM.
And I've seen a bit of it.
Okay, you've seen 2 a.m.
Like they get high and they turn into and then
Yeah.
turns into Benson.
Did you see the Naive Man from Lollyland, Nick?
Don't think I have. I know about it. I just haven't seen it.
Okay. All right.
Is that the one, or is that a different one?
No, so Naive Man from Lollyland is where JG first created the character Pops. I think,
Okay.
I think he didn't go by Pops at the time, but it's just Pops. It's just Pops 100%. So good show, jolly good show. I don't remember much from the prank call episode, but I just remember from the episode Benson just gets really mad and just like tears the phone out of the wall. Can I make your prank calls now? Oh, you know, I think if I remember right, I think they got Tim Curry for a couple of these episodes as well. I forgot which ones Tim Curry was in. But I remember he was in some of the episodes. So, like, yeah, no, I don't remember much, but yeah, there was some episode where they just got Tim Curry. It's great. They got a lot of people to just come in and do voices and stuff for this show.
Like I never noticed Roger Craig Smith, but I'll probably notice it now. But I keep hearing all the background characters that Mark Hamill voices, like every other episode.
Yeah. And then Mark Hamill's alright. I don't like
Mark Hamill.
No, but like,
he's a good actor.
But like as a voice actor and all that, yeah, he's great. And I do like Skips. Skips is fun. Yeah, I've seen this before.
You're going to ignore my advice? Yeah. Why would I admit to cheating?
You just couldn't let yourself loose, could you, Pops? Could you, Skips? And then Rigby's just lying on the fucking bed with the sheet over him since he's dead now.
Yeah. Loses at arm wrestling game arm wrestling literally kills Rigby for it over it. Oh, Death's really fun.
Oh, Death is great. Yeah, I love him.
Hello, Governor.
Hello, Governor.
I love when he brings out his arm and it's a Quagmire arm.
Don't think this is over yet, Skips. I'll be back for Rigby's soul when he dies at that hot dog eating contest.
Seriously, you're gonna die in a hot dog eating contest.
But funny enough, I forgot what season 1 was, but like in the later season, that does actually end up coming back, and
It does.
And so they have to do this whole thing where they have to keep Rigby's soul from death because he died in a hot dog eating contest. I love it. No, wait. No, the apple fritter episode's not season 2 or 1. This is in a later season, but that's just Roger Craig Smith with his Jamaican accent. Oh no, those apple fritters were get up a glaze by mistake.
Oh no, there's apple glaze by mistake.
Double glaze by mistake. So,
Double glaze by mistake.
oh wait, I okay, kind of tangentially related, but it's not really. Just real quick, Nick, how do you feel knowing that Roger's gonna have to do Werehog stuff now? Because since Werehog,
I'm interested.
Airhawk?
yeah, Werehog, it's like a thing Sonic the Hedgehog did in one of his games, Sonic Unleashed. So, but then now they're bringing back the Werehog form in the new racing game. So I'm curious what they're gonna do. So I'm curious what Roger's Werehog's gonna sound like. You see, maybe you think they're gonna ask Roger to do the deep to do the they're gonna this is the one time they this is like the second time they asked Roger to bring back like the deep voice for Sonic, but it's because he's the Werehog now. It's like, all right, Roger, remember the deep voice you used in Frontiers? Yeah. So you're gonna do that, but then Gruffer for the Werehog. Okay. So, but yeah. Oh, not you know what? Now to think about it, Jimmy in the Hammer episode, that's 100% Roger Craig Smith, 100%. Yo, muscle.
Yep.
Yo, muscle man, my boss just found out I gave you the TV for free and he fired me. But yeah, nah, there's a lot of great episodes. Are you gonna? I assume you're gonna. Have you started season 3 yet, Matchstick?
Just a few episodes.
Just a few episodes. How far are you in? Like, what's the last thing you remember from season 3?
It was the blonde episode.
Oh, the blonde episode. That's right.
Like guys, I think they might be I think they might actually be. No Rigby. They're actually a evil blonde death cult.
Evil blonde death cult.
The fucking blonde for life.
I know.
Yeah, the guys. And he had like the eye one with the rangefinder.
Oh wait, if I remember, Nick, I think I might just you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think season 3 is also when they begin the horror anthology episodes. I think starting with season 3, Matchstick, for regular show, like for like Halloween specials, they do like an anthology episode where like each episode they're like telling like a different like where like the context is everyone's telling each other like different horror stories. So I told you I was ripped. So yeah, no, it's just I love regular show. Oh, season 4 has excellent. Oh, that's a great episode.
It is.
I love
that was
excellent.
fantastic.
You think you'll go back into a coma if we take off the hat? Yeah, it's great. When did it do you well, I'm trying to remember, Nick. Do you remember when they introduced what's his name? Hold on. I'm trying to remember. What's his name? Thomas. Do you remember when they introduced Thomas, Nick?
I know it's the episode where it was like the big two-parter.
Right. I think that might be season 4 or 5. I remember it was like one of that two-part was like one of like the big season premieres. So, but yeah, that Thomas. Thomas is funny, Nick.
I know.
Wait, I forget what was like his real name again? Was it like
Nikolai.
Nikolai? Nikolai. So, yeah, no, this is great. I love regular show. Yeah, but overall, do you like you enjoyed season 1, 2, Matchstick?
Yep.
Nice. All right. Anything you guys say about it?
It's really, really fun.
It is. It's very fun. All right. Maybe we should.
All right. Well, it's yeah.
Oh no, what were you gonna say?
No. You first.
No, I was just gonna transition. That's all. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, but it's getting late. I gotta head out.
You're gonna head out now.
Guys, have a good night.
All right, have a good night, Matchstick.
Night, man.
All right. Well, if it's just the two of us, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me set up so we could just be in the room with the two of us. Ooh. Oh my gosh. It's just the two of us, Nick, alone.
Changus.
Why won't you look at me during? Why won't you look at me? What were you gonna say, Matt? No, what were you gonna say, Nick?
So Changus,
Yeah?
how did you like Iron Fist?
I hated it. Let's move on. Let's move on. Nick, I'll be honest. I meant it earlier in the beginning of the stream when I legit said I don't really have much to say about Iron Fist because I think just everything about this show is terrible. I hate everything about the show is terrible, Nick. It's awful. It's terrible. I don't know. I guess maybe the acting is technically fine, you know? Like the acting, objectively speaking, is fine. It's just, you know, the material they were given with is dog shit. It's absolute trash. This is actually legit like a terrible series, Nick. This I was going in. You know what the worst part about this, Nick, is actually? It's like
What?
for a good chunk of the show, I would have been fine if I was just gonna be like, so overall, Nick, this is just kind of a boring ass show, man. Nothing really valuable happening. My biggest complaint would just be the pacing, how everything is just a slog. And then somehow, like the last like 2 or 3 episodes, they somehow dropped the ball so hard that made me go from bored to back to being super mad at the show. And by the end of the show, I was legit fucking furious at it. It's oh my gosh. It is actually god awful. I hate Danny Rand. I think Danny Rand is fucking god awful piece of shit garbage character. And you know okay. Let me be fair here. I'm obviously talking about Danny Rand here in the Netflix show. Again, you know, you guys, you, Nick, and the other guys have told me, like, kind of already hammered it home how Danny Iron Fist into comics is, like, much better. I
have to hammer it because it's so bad here.
But again, I'm, and you know, here's the thing. I'm not, obviously, if we're judging the show based off, like, you know, like, as an adaptation, then yeah, of course, it sucks. It fails at it. But I didn't go into this thinking of this as like an adaptation. I went into this thinking it's just like its own individual show, and I came out mad. I hate it. Like, I don't know much about I don't know much about comic Danny Rand, so he's not in my mind. So just judging this Danny Rand alone, holy shit, I hate him. I hate him so much. He is the dumbest motherfucker that I've ever had the displeasure of seeing, Nick. He's so fucking stupid, Nick. He's so stupid.
Absolutely.
And then the worst part about it is he's so stupid, Nick. And then when things don't go his way, because he's such a fucking blithering dumbass, he throws fucking temper tantrums like a whiny little baby. You mean to tell me that whatever the fuck that cancer dad's name is, he killed my parents? I'm gonna kill him! It's like, shut the fuck up, Danny. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You're terrible. I hate you. I hate you. Fuck you. So, I hate him. I don't know. I guess like the corporate story and all that with like Ward and Joy. I'm gonna be honest. I did not give a shit. I did not care for it one bit. I did not care for it one bit. Every time they do like the whole like corporate thing and stuff, I just did not care. I did not care. I do not care. I don't care. I don't like this show, Nick. I don't like this show. I do not like it, Nick. This was legit, like, an actual waste of my day. We reserved a whole entire day just to power through Iron Fist, and I'm not gonna lie, that was like one of the worst. It's obviously not the worst, but it's probably up there as one of the worst decisions I ever fucking made and agreed to, Nick. That was a terrible mistake. That was legit a waste of my day. Legit, like, good, like, solid, like, 12, 13 hours, Nick. Just wasted. That I can't take back. That was, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It was Monday, Nick. We started the week with this shit. It was a waste of my day. It was a waste. It was a waste, Nick. Oh no, actually no. It wasn't Monday. It was Tuesday because Monday I had a little family emergency, but I'm not gonna really talk about that. But like, I don't know. What else do you want me to say, Nick? I just realized also, this is the wrong ass thumbnail. I'm showing the fucking Predator thumbnail this whole time. This is how much I hate Iron Fist, Nick. That I can't even fucking properly do the stream correctly because I this whole time I'm talking shit about Iron Fist while showing the Predator movie, which by the way is significantly better. I love the new Predator movie, but this Iron Fist, I hate it so much that it made me screw everything up. So now, like, I'm talking shit about Iron Fist while we're talking about, like, it's like, oh, I thought you, why are you talking about the Iron Fist when you're showing the Predator movie? Because I hate this show so much. It screws with my mind. I hate it. I hate it, Nick. I hate it. I don't know, you got, do you have anything you want to say about Iron Fist, Nick?
It really is the worst of the Netflix shows.
You don't say. You don't say, Nick. It's I think being the worst of the Netflix show is an understatement. I'm not gonna lie. Of course it's the worst of the shows because it's just legit god awful. You know what? It is actually amazing. It's like the exact opposite of Daredevil, where like Daredevil is like, of course it's the best because it's legitimately like one of the best pieces of television I've ever seen, while Iron Fist is like, oh my gosh, holy shit, this was terrible. I hate Iron Fist. I'm not watching season 2. Can I ask you something, Nick?
What?
Is Danny the worst part of Defenders?
Yeah. At least from what I remember, he could be much better than I remembered.
That silence speaks volumes.
No, not. I didn't hear you come in.
That pregnant pause is like is devastating. I feel a man's soul shrink within him.
I just need Defenders to at least be decent at this point. I'm not even looking for like good at this point. I just need something decent compared to Iron Fist.
It'll be much better than Iron Fist.
Okay. Okay. How are you doing, by the way, Not?
I'm doing fine.
I'm doing fine.
I got here just in time for you just to say Iron Fist was the worst thing ever.
It really was the worst thing ever. I don't know. I legit don't know what else to say about the show, because I just think everything legit about it is just, oh my goodness. Ugh. You know, man, why did the Netflix stuff have to like start off like so strong with Daredevil, and then just like everything else that came after Daredevil, besides, and not including like the later seasons of Daredevil, like all the other shows, just not the same.
Well, I do want to bring this up, and I don't want to bring it up as an ism or the culture war or whatever nonsense gets spewed. But the more and more you notice this, the more and more you think about it, it seems like it's a Disney problem more than anything.
Huh.
Because whenever anything ever becomes a watershed project, eventually when it comes time to cash in and start making, the million different things attached to it, you see like the quality just start to slope down. Yeah, we see it first with Daredevil, and then like years later we saw it with The Mandalorian. Like, it just seems inevitable. And if I were a betting man, we'll see it soon with Andor. Like there's just an idea. There really is just seems like an idea of just you get these people who are you get these creators who just love what they are doing. Drew Goddard loves. You could tell, he's a big comic fan. He loves Daredevil. He loves Matt. He loves Foggy. He loves Karen. He loves the Kingpin. Wilson Fisk. And there's that sense of there's that love and care there. And then the more and more you see with the other shows in the MCU catalog is half the time it really just feels like the showrunners or the creators don't really give a shit about what they're writing. It's like you don't have a Luke Cage fan on the Luke Cage show. You have the man thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna make it into like this blaxploitation western," which it's not a bad idea. It's something where Luke Cage Luke Cage came from conceivably, but whenever the thinking just becomes less and less, it moves away less and less about Luke Cage and just more about what the showrunner, the creator, wants it really to be about. Same goes with Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones doesn't feel like the show about Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones feels like a half-baked mystery with a woman we're supposed to find strong. This is the literally me moment for women. And it feels less than anything it has to do with Jessica Jones. And finally, you get to Iron Fist, and Iron Fist we're at an interesting crossroads because it just feels like no one wanted to be there. This was made, this was around the time that like when Iron Fist was being announced, you had the stupid people on the internet proclaim, why isn't Iron Fist Asian? Because they didn't know who Danny Rand was as a character, so they just ignored. They just in their infinite stupidity and their infinite racism, they just believed that a character who is influenced by martial arts and mysticism was obviously his eyes weren't exactly round. So there's that sense of Danny. There was that sense of the audience didn't know what to think, and now the creators don't really know what to think because there's a lot of martial arts in the show, and I guess there's some service paid to it, but they never go as far as to say, oh yeah, this is this is a show that's inspired by old martial arts media. As far as you get is I want to say the 7th episode of 6-1 that was directed by RZA, and that is clearly inspired by Game of Death. The whole, you have to go through the multiple trials before you get to where you're before you get to the prize. So obviously RZA of the Wu-Tang Clan, he seems like he's the only one there who likes the idea of martial arts, martial arts cinema. But everyone else doesn't really know what they're doing. They this really just seems like the bottom of the barrel of all the shows. If they had a meeting to just go over overview of how all of these shows were going to come together, I think they paid less attention to Iron Fist than the other ones. That's saying something, because compared to Daredevil, it seems like all these shows are several notches below Daredevil, but Iron Fist seems like it's just cratered.
Okay. What a terrible show. Oh, what a terrible show. Yeah. I guess that's really all I gotta say. It's terrible. That was just I did not like Iron Fist at all. I think I think Dunny. Sure, you know what, Dunny? Why not? His name is Dunny Rand at this point. Dunny is eh. Yeah. I just really don't like him at all. And then every other character I just did not care about. I do not give a shit. Oh, I guess maybe hey, Faramir gave me a couple of chucks here and there, but that's about it. I don't know. Terrible show. Just awful. Awful in every way possible. That was honestly just a huge mistake.
It's funny to think that like I haven't watched Jessica Jones in a while. And it's not as much of a problem in The Punisher. It's funny how like with as much you know, with like as much as a kind of a dislike towards the character himself, all of the worst parts just come in like obviously, you know, Danny, he is a brat. All of his appearances is him crying about like how someone betrayed him, you know, like you know, like he was a kung fu Jesus. Tell me what's up. But like every time we didn't focus on the main plot, I think the show just started just getting worse. And that's an ultimate problem with the show, is it's just a lot of stalling. That's what makes it seem worse. A lot of stalling. Like, a lot of everything that has to do with the Meachums is just like just nonsense you don't care about.
Yeah, I do not care for them. So, alright, oh, is there anything else you want to say, Nick, about Iron Fist, since you were there to watch it with me?
It's just, man, Danny's really the biggest issue with this fucking series.
I hate Danny so much.
He makes so many bad decisions, and he keeps making them.
And he gets all pissy about it. So he's a terrible character to follow around. I hate him. I think he's just legit annoying. One of the worst characters I've ever seen. You know, I'm in here again. I don't.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's better in the comics, much better. But like here, in the those, ooh, yeah. That's all I really gotta say about Iron Fist. Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. Anyways, can we? I want to talk about something good for once, Nick. I want to talk about something good, like that new Predator movie that just came out. That was good. That was good, Nick.
it was.
That was good. That was really good. It was a whole lot of fun. Like, yeah. Now this, ooh, yeah. This was good. I liked it. Me like it a lot. So yeah, have you seen the new Predator movie? Not?
No, I just found out it was out today.
Ah. Okay. Well. Then we're not gonna really go into spoilers then. So, uh, oh, but no, this was, ooh, yeah. This was great. Predator, I think Predator's making a nice, good old comeback, Nick.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel?
Feels fucking good, man.
Feels good, man. Yeah, it's great. I love it. So, yeah. So anyways, Predator. Predator, Killer of Killers. It's the newest Predator movie that came out. It's an animated anthology film. So it's on Hulu. Of course, you can always find other ways to watch it besides Hulu. Can I also just say the process of setting up Hulu, because I haven't logged into I had a Hulu account, but this was before like they like completely like merged like Disney and all that. So going back in, I had to like set up like some Disney account. Like Disney makes things so complicated. I don't like them. You know what? It all comes back full circle, Nick. I think I hate Disney. I think Disney's evil. I think they're evil. But when I finally got this thing set up, because we wanted to see like, oh hey, okay, are we able to watch the new Predator movie when it comes out? And like, so we got it all set up, and like, oh, and then while we're saying, we got everything set up, and testing, like, hey, can I even like, show Nick everything on my end and all that? I was like, oh hey, I guess it's out. What'd you know? It's out now. So hey, so we ended up watching it last night. Yeah, it was good.
It was great.
It was worth it. It was worth. I'm not gonna lie though. Kind of wish this was in theaters.
Oh yeah.
I wish this was in theaters. Then again, Predator Badlands is coming out later this year, and that should be in theaters. So I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a chance. So Predator Killer of Killers, animated anthology film. It is made by the same guy who did Prey, which is very interesting. It's very interesting. Now, so the main guy, Dan, I think like Trachtenberg or something. Dan something. The guy who did Prey. He's the director, and I think well, okay, I don't think he was the writer for this, but I know he did at least came up like the story ideas for this film. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, I gotta say. Now, I gotta say also, it says it's from the same guy who did Prey. Huge step up. Like, big glow up, big step up, man, compared to from Prey. Like, wow, this guy really grew up. Stepped it's amazing. I think I've said my piece on Prey before maybe on the podcast. I don't remember, but either way, long story short, Prey is fine. I think Prey is a fine movie. I don't think it's the worst thing ever, and I don't think it's the what all these people on say is like, oh, the woman, oh. I don't think it was the worst thing ever. I think Prey just had a lot of stuff going on, like kind of behind the scenes and like contextually of like the year it came out that kind of hurt Prey. To be fair, I think also what also didn't help Prey was also the fact that it was like it went straight to streaming. It was because it was like at the very, it still was like the tail end of COVID, but like a lot of stuff was still, operating off of like, COVID rules. So, everything was going to streaming. So that didn't really help Prey. But overall, Prey is fine. So, but so I'm not gonna lie, going into this, I was admittedly a little, concerned. I'll admit, because I was like, oh, it's the guy who did Prey, and I have thoughts and feelings on Prey. I hope it's better than Prey, and damn right it's better than Prey. It is. It's very fun. So, being an anthology film, so there's there's technically 4 stories going on here, but there's 3 stories set in 3 different time eras of time, and then the 4th story at the end kind of like merges all the stories together into one. So first you get the Viking you get a Viking era, where it basically is it's predators versus, it's just Vikings versus a predator. Hell yeah. Then you get the feudal Japan era, where you got samurais and ninjas versus a predator. Hell yeah. And then you get World War II, where you got U.S. Navy fighter pilots versus a predator. And I'm gonna be honest, that was also really cool. Hell yeah. And then the final 4th story ties it all up, like connects all of it together, all the 3 separate stories together into like a one, conclusive story. And yeah, it's really good. It's really good. So so I gotta say this. So also like art style / animation. I think I remember they said that they took huge inspiration from Arcane, and I have not seen season 2 of Arcane. I think I remember seeing like a little bit of season 1 of Arcane, and then I just kind of never got back to it. I know Arcane's one of those shows that everyone loves to gas up, like, oh my gosh, Arcane, holy shit, oh my gosh, it's the greatest thing ever. You know what I gotta say to that? I don't care if Arcane's the greatest thing ever. I'm not playing League of Legends. You're not gonna get me to play your damn game, okay? I'm not touching League.
See, Jangers doesn't touch League of Legends because he talks to women.
Exactly. So, yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I'll go back and actually go back and see where I left off of Arcane. But yeah, you can see like how like Arcane was a huge visual inspiration for the art style and animation here. Honestly, I would argue like this kind of like animation art style really got popularized, like I would say around the time like kind of like, okay, maybe not art style, but like this is like the type of like animation to use, like kind of like around like Spider-Verse, where Spider-Verse used like that, like it's 3D animation, but then they obviously like cut like animate everything in like a lower frame rate to make it kind of imitate 2D animation.
And also the very like painted art style.
Yeah.
With Spider-Verse, there's a lot of heavy there's the idea of looking like it's used with ink.
Mm-hmm.
Ink instead of digital colors.
Yeah.
So it looks ink, and then I'm trying to remember. We were just talking about it earlier.
Well, what are you thinking of?
The show
Arcane.
Arcane. What do you got? I can't remember. I can't remember the type. But like like old paintings.
Yeah.
That painting style. So obviously that sense of 3D looking like paint.
Yeah, so yeah, and that's clearly a huge visual inspiration for here in this movie. And you know what? I gotta say, I like it. Hot up. Oh, maybe a hot take, hot opinion, but honestly, my hot take is I kind of like it when 3D animation has embraces the 3D animation and like doesn't really have that much, like this, purposely slow down frame rate to imitate 2D animation. But it is what it is. It's just like a personal, nitpick thing, not totally, like not a real criticism I would ever have. And yeah, and also like with this art style and animation, they can also with the benefit of 2D animation and all that. Well, not 2D. With benefit of animation in general, they can really go all out with like some of these predator designs, and I really love just how unique each of the predators look here. Like for example, like in each of the three eras, each predator that these guys face are all super unique looking, and they're all really cool. Like for example, in the Viking era, with this in Scandinavia, the predator that they all face there is just huge, like hulking behemoth, like muscles rippling, and then this predator, he's got like a prosthetic arm that pretty much like punches people to death with like I think like some kind of like sound wave sonic thing or something. I don't know, but it's a big punching weapon. He literally punches people to death. It's great. I love it. And also like you could tell like with this predator, because of his massive size and all that, and how his weapon is just, pretty much punching people. His, like, you could tell a lot just by his design alone. Like, for example, how he has the most minimal amount of armor compared to any of the predators here in this movie. Like, he literally just got like, some kind of like thing to cover up his, wiener, and then a mask, obviously, so he could, see infrared. And that's it. Everything else is just his body alone. Like he doesn't need armor. Like, sure, he's bleeding everywhere, but he's tanking it. He's tanking it, and and that alone just tells you everything you need to know about like this predator. Like, oh, this guy's like he loves being upfront and personal. Just and he could just tank the damage, even though, it is like, like leaving like a lot of scars on them. But like maybe like this predator sees like these like scars and wounds he takes as like signs of like yeah, I'm just that good. Ooh. It's great. While like in like feudal Japan, the predator there is like the most like armored up, has the like the most tools he uses and stuff. But because he's literally like he's straight up like a ninja, like a straight up like ninja predator. It's great. And like how like, and then you can see how like how he operates. He is mostly in the shadows, and then like when he sees like, and then in the Japan stuff, when he sees like the two samurai, the ninja and the samurai fighting each other, he's literally like waiting for like one of them to win the battle, and then afterwards, then he swoops in, because then like that's like, okay, that guy beat that other guy, he killed him, that means he's the worthy prey for me to hunt, to face off. It's great. I really like it. It also tells you a lot about that predator, how like he could have just easily just like taken the spines of all the like the guards there, but no, he instead wanted to go for clearly like a more valuable or something like opponent. And then the World War II predator is also so interesting, because like he's literally like strapped to his chair and stuff. He's got like the most like cybernetics on him. Like he's got like a prosthetic eye and stuff, or at least some kind of like eye patch going on. But then then also like how he operates, like how like because like these predators, their whole thing is they want like trophies and stuff for like their hunts. So like how does a pilot predator claim trophies? And then you realize, oh, it's the engines of the planes that he shoots, that like he takes down. Those are his trophies. That's so unique and interesting. Like of course, of course I should have done it. Genius. Wow. And yeah, it's great. I love it how each predator is so unique, and I also like how each predator also kind of reflects the time period they're in alongside the people they're fighting. For example, like in the Viking era, sure, yeah, you got the big jack predator, but also he's just he's literally just a brawler who wants to just punch everyone to death, which is fitting for like that, like for like Vikings who they love battle. They love battle. They find like honor in it. So like of course they're gonna face off a guy who just likes fighting. So and like how like he doesn't wear anything, like yeah, I'm just gonna punch you. While like in like Japan, like the ninja predator who's like just like who like chooses opponents, who like doesn't just just chooses opponents like specific, like a specific opponent, almost like how like in like in like in Japan, like these samurais, they don't just like, well, I'm assuming they don't just kill willy-nilly. Like there's some kind of like honor, I guess. And you can probably argue like maybe the predator, or the reason why he chose like the victor of that fight is because he finds that like a more like honorable opponent to face, which reflects like that kind of like the mindset the samurai have. It's great. And then the pilot predator, well, he's just a pilot, so but other than that, I really love how each predator like reflects the time period they're in. It's really good. And then the final story, obviously, it ties all three together and stuff. And then we know the final predator that like they kind of like face is he called like the warlord predator, Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's cool. He's cool, man. Like
the fucking spinal cape.
It's like of course they would wear their, like Nick, like of course they would wear their trophies as like like garments and stuff, like almost like how soldiers like wear like awards and medals on their uniforms. Like of course they would wear their trophies. Like, of course, genius. Like wow, is really good. Now this, I don't want to say this is really a spoiler because this is a Predator movie. And so, with the Predator movie, I it's not really a spoiler, but I guess maybe, but long story short, yes, the Predators in each of the time periods, they do die. But this is a Predator movie. You expect this to happen, right? You expect the humans to be able to finally kill the Predator. That's just what happens in every of these movies. But so really what you're looking forward to is, okay, we know the Predator is gonna die. How are they gonna kill it? That's what you're like really like looking forward to. Like how are they gonna kill it? And I love how the Predator deaths here are so creative. It honestly feels like a step up from Prey. So, for example, one of the big things one of the big things that kind of comes back from Prey is how I can kind of see what I think I might see how Dan, the director here, how he likes handling like the deaths of the Predators, which is kind of like I guess somewhat of an ironic death where the predators own like weapons or how they hunt and all that ends up coming back against them and ends up being their death. And that started off in Prey where the feral predator, being a fucking jackass as he is, doesn't know how Blood doesn't know how his own gun works. It's like, oh wait, oh right, my mask. Oops, oopsies. So, like, buddy, you don't have your mask on. Do you And it only goes where the lasers point to, and yet you're gonna shoot the little girl? Are you stupid? It's not gonna kill her. You should be ashamed of yourself. But then here, though, they kind of it seems like Dan learned his lesson, and so there's still kind of that ironic sort of death where each one kind of faces their their fate from their own weapons and all that. But then here, the predators are not dumbasses. They're it's actually a legit straight up, they are outsmarted, but they're not. It's not outsmarted to the point where they're dumb, where they're dumbed down, and is really good. I think the best example is the future. Honestly, the best story in this whole thing was the one in Feudal Japan. Everything in Feudal Japan was just, oh yeah, it's great. it's really good. One thing also I love about the Feudal Japan one is how it's all most of that story is completely non-verbal.
Oh yeah.
I'll listen. Maybe I'm a suck. Maybe I'm this seems like basic bitch for it, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm a sucker for when the stories go for mostly non-verbal stories, because then it's how are they gonna? Because it's kind of like a challenge. You gotta tell the story purely through visuals, and it's really good. Is really good at that. I loved it. It was really fun. Yeah, everything in Feudal Japan was great, and then how they kill the predator in Japan. Oh my gosh! Wow. That was really cool. It was really good. I just love, and then honestly the World War II one as well was really fun too. I love how the main guy there has to, again, he has to really it's not. What I love how it's all of the times the main humans outsmart the predator is never really completely. It's all things they have to think about on the fly in order to survive. For example, somewhat minor spoiler for the World War II one, but I love how this predator, because he's in a plane. He has weapons that are only attracted to heat, because the predator can't just go out of his ship and with a jetpack and fly around tracking down the heat signatures and stuff. These guys, they only see infrared, so they obviously have their ship weapons would be heat seeking. So cool how they out of a one little minor encounter in beginning of that story, later on they go wait, I just realized these things may possibly be attracted to heat. Okay, let's literally turn off the engine of our planes, so that way we could be technically invisible to the predator ship. It's of course. Oh, that's so smart. Wow. Is really good. And then the final story is just a lot of fun too. What I love about this movie, is this movie the best piece of Predator thing out there? Probably not. I think the first Predator movie is still probably the best, but
that's never gonna stop anytime soon.
yeah, but you know what? What I love though is this movie is fun. it's fun. It's just a lot of fun. Like now, I don't know. I guess I don't know. I don't know. I guess I might say this. Like if this is a movie that takes place in like historical periods of time, so I don't know if you're really looking for like accuracy in a movie with predators. I don't think accuracy is necessarily a priority they were going for. But you know what? That's fine though. That's fine though because they know what they're trying to do. They just want to go for this movie knows what they want to do. It's predators set in different periods of time. And like this is just what people have been asking for a while now. Like people have I'm pretty sure people have been asking for a long ass time now for Predator set in feudal Japan. And they gave it to us. And it was great. Like, yeah. Hell yeah. So, I don't know. It's really good. I love Predator Killer of Killers. What about you, Nick? Would you got anything to say?
This was just fantastic.
It was really fun. Well, okay, let me ask you this, Nick. So we both really love the feudal Japan. What do you think? I don't want to say, I guess weakest, but like doesn't mean we hate it. Like, what do you think was like, I guess technically the weakest story in this anthology?
The weakest?
Mhm.
Fuck. I'll go with the Viking one just because, even though I still think it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know what you know what to expect from it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that seems fair. But the Viking one's still fun though. It's still a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I still just love how when the Predator reveals itself, it's like we knew it was Jack, but we didn't realize like, oh my gosh, he's super Jack. He's juiced. This Predator's juicing, Nick. Holy shit, he's massive. So I'm not gonna lie. I think I like all the Predator designs here. I think my favorite is probably the one in feudal Japan, because also real quick design wise, the Predator in Japan, what's really interesting is how he kind of has sort of like a feral predator mask, but then you see how it's interesting because you see how he has that mask because he's missing the top two little parts of his mandible things, because like predators, they have like like 4 little mandible claw things on their face, and he's missing the top 2, so that's how he can fit the feral predator style mask on. But what I really love about here, I think this is a benefit of the 2D of like, well, not the 2D. I think it's a benefit of the clearly the art style and the animation here is how the predator's face in Japan. When you see the predator's face, it kind of looks like a skull. It almost looks like a human skull. Like this guy's death. I think that's really cool. I think that's fun. So, yeah, it's just really good. It's just really, really good. Oh, and I guess the Warlord Predator is also really cool, but he's just spinal cord cape, of course. What? Oh my gosh! Holy shit, that's so cool. Like, but and also, by the way, like you see like the spines he's like got on his kid, like that means he's got to kill like he has to kill like a bunch of like these large ass like animals, Nick, to get spines that long and huge.
The fact that the center of the arena is a giant skull.
I know. It's like, oh.
So they're fucking doing shit.
Yeah. Oh, I guess so this is also somewhat of a bit of a spoiler, but we do technically, for the first time in any Predator film, get to hear them actually speak their Predator language.
That's all not true.
Well, Nick. So here's the thing, Nick. So like, everyone's always like, well, I don't know. It's weird because all the Predator movies, Nick, like whenever the Predators talk, it's always like kind of like that, that. And then like,
no, Chance, Chance, listen to me. There was a scene in a movie where they did talk with some sort of language.
Which one?
The movie we don't like.
Nick, I don't fucking remember anything from the Predator. Who gives a shit? Who cares? Fuck the Predator. We don't talk about that movie. Who gives a shit? I'm not. I legit don't remember anything from that movie besides autism. Cause that was literally like the big point they were trying to make, man. Who cares? Who gives a shit? I don't know. But didn't the stupid ass Uber Predator, like, wasn't it basically just like a translator though?
No, there was a scene.
Sure, fucking whatever. Okay. Nick, nobody's gonna fucking watch the Predator, okay? It's a terrible movie. We're not talking about that, okay? We're talking about Killer of Killers. Alright? Who cares about the Predator? Wait, do you want to watch it again, Nick?
Ask me that fucking question again, Changus.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Who cares about the Predator? No one's gonna be fucking seeing that movie, Nick. So I don't care. I don't care. As far as I'm concerned, this is the movie where we finally got to see a Predator actually speaking, like, the Yautja actually speaking like their actual, like, native language. Okay, that's what I'm going with. I'm not gonna fucking think about the Predator ever again. Hell, you were the one who brought that movie up. That's on you, Nick. That's on you. You brought it up. So, yeah, it's a movie you hate, and yet it haunts you to this day. I
had to be factually accurate, man. I don't like that. I had to be.
Fuck factual accuracy. What? Who cares about that movie? All right. Anyways, point is, I like Killer of Killers. This was a really fun movie. Dan Trachtenberg, honestly, great job. Great step up from Prey. You know what's funny is I want to see, like, okay, so like, was like, who wrote this film? Like, obviously, Dan came up with like the basic story, right? But like, he also came up with the basic story for Prey as well. So I want to know, like, okay, so who was responsible for, like, story and stuff here? Why is it better here? And it's like, oh, well, Dan is also still one of the main story guys, but then there was also another guy called Micho, like, Robert something. And I remember last night we were looking up this guy's filmography. Like, okay, what's this guy's deal? So that, like, made a Killer of Killers better than Prey. Turns out he wrote for a bunch of Asylum films. he wrote for a bunch of Asylum films. Like I think it was like Mega Shark versus like Super Croc or some shit like that. So obviously, I don't think Micho did too much of the work here, or maybe he just legit, unless it could be possible, he just legit had a huge step up from the Asylum films. So who knows? But unless that's the case, I'm just gonna assume Dan just had improved upon his craft and just came up with a much better story here. So if we're going by that logic, then I hope Dan can continue this upwards trend with Predator Badlands, and Predator Badlands can also be just as good as Killer of Killers, because the people writing Badlands is the same people behind Prey. It's Dan and the other guy who helped co-write Prey. So if he keeps this up, then I hope Badlands is just as good or better than Killer of Killers. And honestly, I just think this is a great time for Predator fans. Predator's making this comeback. I think that's great. Cause I was telling you, Nick, like, what Predator really needs is Alien Romulus, where
I totally agree that this was their plan. They needed to make a good Alien movie. They needed to make a good Predator movie.
Mm-hmm.
Get people back in the franchise.
Yeah,
and then
I
make them fight.
Yeah, so I think Killer of Killers and I hope especially Badlands are like the two films that gets people super excited for Predator. And plus, we know by time of Badlands that there is a Weyland-Yutani android in it. So I hope this does mean then that sometime in the future Disney gets smart and they give us a third Alien vs Predator movie. The Alien vs Predator movie doesn't even have to be, necessarily that good, because to be fair, the Alien vs Predator movies have always never been, exactly that good. But I hope it's just as fun. Like, that's all I want.
Yeah.
It should be a fun movie. It should be a fun movie. Honestly, Nick, I still think, like, my ideal... Okay, maybe not an ideal, but I think a great idea for, like, a Predator versus Alien, like, story, where you could still have the Predator and Alien and Xenomorphs both being intelligent without, dumbing down the other one, is the idea of a predator, a predator, like, kind of like Badlands, like a lone predator going out to hunt Xenomorphs. We come up with a reason for why he's all alone and all that, but either way, he's all alone, and he's gonna continue on with his hunt to kill like Xenomorphs and all that. I think that would be really cool. Man, Predators and Aliens are just cool, man.
Oh yeah.
They're just cool. So yeah, I'm really hopeful for Badlands. I don't want to get my hopes too high up, but I think Badlands is gonna turn out to be a pretty fun movie. And plus, Badlands is the first movie where the Predator is front and center as a main lead character.
Yep.
So that should be really fun. So yeah, I'm really excited. Are you excited for Badlands, Nick?
Of course I am.
Yeah, I really hope Badlands is good. So, what was I? Oh yeah, I do. That said, also real quick, I do hope also that Badlands eventually they do touch up the CGI on the main. What's his name? Deck or something?
Deck.
Yeah, I hope they do touch up the face on the CGI on Deck's face, because you can tell in the trailer the CGI is a little rough, but other than that, but then again, to be fair, Nick, though, if the CGI doesn't get touched up, yeah, it's gonna be disappointing, but I wouldn't be surprised, because you know how Disney treats their VFX people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a pretty good time to be a Predator fan. I gotta say, it's gonna be a pretty good time. All right, yeah, that's all really I gotta say. Go watch Predator Badlands. I mean, well, yes, go watch Predator Badlands and also Killer of Killers. Killer of Killers is out right now. It is on Hulu, but of course, obviously, I don't condone you watching it through, other methods. Of course, you should, watch it on Hulu, but, just saying, there are those other ways, other sites you could watch it, just saying, if you don't want to give Disney your money. But hey. Alright. Yeah, that's really it. That's all I gotta say for this podcast. Not too bad. It's like we've been going for a little under 3.5 hours now. Not too bad. Yeah. To be fair, I think maybe we could have made it shorter if Ninja and Mashek didn't go on that huge history tangent in the beginning. So, but hey, no, other than that, it's pretty good. Alright, so, tomorrow, again, unless something happens and all that, should be Sonic Sunday. And, tomorrow should be fun, Nick.
Yes.
We're finally get to see Ken's magnum opus.
Are you excited, Changus?
Not really, considering Ken Pender's track record, Nick, but at the same time, I hope eventually we do get to all the, the good stuff. Honestly, I'm just waiting for when we could get to fucking a kid in the Holocaust, Nick. I'm waiting for that to happen. Why did Ken compare the echidnas to the Holocaust? What was he trying to say there? Alright. Anyway, so Sonic Sunday tomorrow, and we get to see Ken's magnum opus. So, with that said, then we're gonna call things here. Thank you everyone who came. Thanks everyone watching on the replays, and until next time, good night.